Hello, everybody. Welcome to Burnout Culture. The industry sucks, and so do we. I am GC, one of your three wonderful hosts this week.
I am Cullen, now the second of the wonderful hosts this week.
I am Bridget. I guess I'm the third one.
Yeah,
I guess that's the pecking order here.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like the top dog gets knocked off, and then we move up one.
It's more of a weapon triangle, and
now you're at the Cullen tier, and you got to work your way up at a low low pay position.
Okay, well at least it's low pay and not like intern that would, like, at least I get pay,
I mean, you get paid in experience.
Fuck.
You get to say
it's a form of
lead
payment.
with that then. Come on.
Well, I mean, no one will sign up for the internship if they think they're,
We did say you'd be paid in some kind of fashion. We didn't say how.
When I messaged you about it, I did say pay with quotes, and it was a lot of quotes.
I guess you never specified monetarily, so I guess that part is on me. Sure.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You get one free apple with every podcast you guest on. And then you can sell that apple for $2.
Now, granted, in the listing, I did say Apple item to imply that it was like a piece of technology, but no, it's just
it's just an actual apple.
Yeah, it's like an apple or a picture of an apple.
Anyway, yes, obviously, Cosmo's not here with us this week. He is very busy, very, very busy. But he will be back with us next week. He is just currently in some heavy workloads. Yeah, he is. Yeah. But we are all here today, and Bridget was nice enough to guest on the podcast and keep us company and be our third voice on the episode this week. Very happy.
I said no more duo episodes. Podcasts are meant to be with three people. And I was right, because I am always right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how we want to.
I was just going to shoot the shit.
We
didn't plan this.
Yeah, it's true.
I got
no fucking plans.
I literally asked, is there a certain thing we're covering here this week, or is there any kind of lead in here? It's nah, we just show up. I'm like, oh, okay, that works.
Yeah.
Yep.
We talk about video game stuff, what we've been, sometimes movies and books we've been reading, mostly video game stuff. It usually gravitates back into video game stuff, but otherwise, we don't really have a plan one week when we start these. Our last episode was kind of full of some interesting topics that we might want to go over again. I don't know.
State of the cast address. But first, it's probably a good idea to say, Bridget, kind of introduce yourself. What do you do? How do you know us, etc., 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 etc.?
What do I do? That's a good question. I guess I stream very infrequently. I mostly just work a real job now.
That's so real.
I clock in for days at the Long Day Factory as a hardware engineer for 5 days a week. So that's mostly what I do.
Hell yeah. Hardware engineering sounds really cool. I wish I was a hardware engineer.
It's sick. It's really funny because I don't have any official credit as in that field or IT. I did a bunch of freelance work and I just kind of happened to land in a company. My actual degree is in accounting, but I hate doing that, so I just switched on a dime.
The accounting experience.
It's literally at
I'm
this
sure
point
accounting makes big money.
It probably does. I worked in an accounting firm for a year, and it was the most miserable year of my life. So
accounting sucks. Sucks.
It's so fucking boring, dude. It's 90% inputting data and 10% talking to clients you do not want to be talking to.
My
it's
uncle
miserable.
is an accountant, and I've seen him work. Every once in a while, he'll take me to his job when I was younger, and I think when I was a little older, in high school, he took me again, and I just watched him work, and I was like, "This is all you do, all day." And he was like, "Yeah." It's awesome. And I looked at him and I went, I'm going crazy. I can't do this shit.
I'm trying to avoid certain harsh verbiage, but let's just say that year might have been the closest I was actually like to like just jumping out of a fucking 5-story window.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's okay. I thought a similar thing when I initially tried to get an English degree, and then I swerved out of that, like, because like like you go to school thinking you want a certain degree, and then you actually like get it or see the people who also want to get it, and you're just like, I want to put a gun in my mouth.
I always
just
find
straight up.
I always find the idea. This is like a total tangent. I'm sorry, but like
on this podcast, no.
I always find the
Whoa.
idea of like college straight out of high school just so like almost inherently ill-advised, because like you're fresh out of high school, no fucking clue like how the world works. Anyway, choose the career path you're supposed to follow for the rest of your life and get into like a lot of like it's such an it just seems like like the more distance I get away from college, the more like inherently flawed of an idea it seems.
Well, modern college, yeah. Like those are for-profit organizations, and
Yeah.
it is in their best interests to get you into the student loan pipeline before you are smart enough to go, wait a minute, do I even need this?
You're not even American.
Yeah. No, that's,
imagine.
That's I guess why it's like stupider in my head, because like we have the part where we fast track these kids to like a path as soon as possible, but no one's like actually financially benefiting from it. It's all like government subsidized. So we're just working with a flawed system with no benefit.
Yep. Classic.
I took a year off of college after my first semester of it, because I was like, I do not want to do this. And then after that year, I was like, I want to go back to college. But at that point, I was like, yes, I am ready to actually. I worked a 9-to-5 job that I did not like, and I was like, I gotta go to college. And that was like my impetus for going back to school. Anyway, yeah. So Bridget streams. Bridget works a real world job. Let that be a lesson to all of you interested in content creation. Get yourselves a real life job first.
Yeah.
Do not try to make the content creator mind work. Your dreams mean nothing. Get that fucking bag and do it as a hobby. Heart.
Wait, the bag will not. You may not ever get a content creation bag. Please go seek bags elsewhere.
But the COVID killed the bag. The bag doesn't exist anymore because Mr. Beast.
I feel like you should, like, if content creation bag is like a thing you want to chase, like I don't advise it, but if you do it, have it be like your secondary bag. Like never immediately chase content creation as your initial bag, because it's there's so many uncertainties to that shit, dude.
You will regret it.
Yeah.
No, you will, for sure.
Anyway.
All sunshine and rainbows, this podcast.
Yeah.
No, we could. Well, actually, we do. I do want to. I said at the start of the first episode, I want to say it at the start of this one again.
This is our first episode.
Rest in peace. Inazuma 11. I cannot go back to it. I tried, and it just feels weird now to do it. And I'm very sad because I really liked what I was playing of it, and I'm pissed.
I bought it already, so I
haven't
gone back to it, but that's because I'm busy. I will go back to it.
I want to go back to it because I really like soccer RPG, but I'm like, this isn't me trying to be like holier than thou or anything like that. Cullen knows that, and I'm not saying it like that. But like,
he doesn't need to try.
I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, it took me a second to realize what you were saying. I just like, at the moment, I'm just like, oh, it doesn't hit the same anymore now that I know. Even though like none of it was apparently none of it was like used for
It's not in the
actual game
game
development. But
it's
like,
just like they like, okay, so I'm not excusing it at any point, but I would fucking believe that it was fucking like Hino or whatever, famous tech bro
I
Hino of
love
level
AI.
5,
Yeah.
literally just making like an investor's like presentation, just be like, please give us money, we can make bad decisions like you want.
There is like, and I mean, like, I don't know the inner workings of level 5, obviously, but there is like in my mind totally a scenario which every other fucking developer is like not into this at all. Hino tries to push it onto them and none of them are taking it.
which is why it's
Now-
only getting used in like the conceptualization stage, which is probably where Hino actually does his job.
And
Yeah.
it is also like, again, none of this is to excuse, but I think it is an important nuance to clarify that all the models used by like for those conceptual stages are purely trained by like internal data from level 5.
Yeah. So like it's a for me it's more of a gray area than otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I want to
still
keep
don't like-
playing it, but every
I
time
still
I
don't
play
like
it, I get
it.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, having said this, as someone who is not pro AI in any feasible way, there is a non-zero possibility that a Professor Layton game made entirely out of AI would still be better than most Professor Layton games.
It might be better because it might have better puzzle design. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say
No,
that.
it's just the fact that half of the Professor Layton games are really bad.
I don't like them. I don't like Professor Layton. I look at Professor. I played the first one, and it felt like I
What a
was in
great game.
school. I don't want to
Yeah.
do my.
You're supposed to be in school.
I was
The
literally.
professor is teaching you. You are Luke.
I was literally helping my nephew with his homework, his kindergarten homework, and he gets a booklet after school. He gets a booklet that he has to take home and do. It's like a booklet of like 6 or 7 pages, and it's all like different like kinds of like problems to solve.
Mhm.
And we were doing it, and I realized like halfway through it, I was like, this is just a Professor Layton puzzle. This is literally just this is kindergarten homework. I hate this. I hate that game.
That's a good game. I don't know why you have such hate in your heart.
But let's move on to things.
You should, Bridget, you should
been
play.
playing.
Well, what you should be playing is Professor Layton in the Curious Village. It's a great game. Good game.
Is that the first
Fun
one?
game. Yeah, that's the
That's
first
the
one.
first one, the
Oh,
one
that
GC
sucks.
hates.
Hate that one. So what have y'all been playing? Who wants to start going? This is usually Bridget. We go around round robin talking about our weeks and what we've been
Or
playing.
what you've been watching.
Or what you've been watching or reading.
Since you're
or
our
whatever.
guest, you could start first.
So I mean, the thing I was initially playing a lot of was Inazuma 11, and then that whole thing happened, so I've kind of stopped playing it. I've mostly been playing Dragon Quest 3 as of late, actually.
Yeah, the HD2D remake or the regular one, or the other one.
The HD2D remake, because I was because I think I was gifted it like last year, and I'd made it like a little bit in, and then like all of the things I had started hearing about the 1 and 2 HD2D remake had me like really like excited. The prospect of playing Dragon Quest 2 and it being a good video game was like it's too tantalizing for me. So I was like, well, we got the Steam Deck recently. I bet Dragon Quest 3 HD2D is really nice on the Steam Deck.
Oh, it's so nice on the Steam Deck.
It is beautiful on that thing. It plays so it's so comfy.
Have you do you have a dock for your Steam Deck?
We've not bought the dock yet.
If you do get one, dock that to your TV. It's still great because the Steam Deck can run Dragon Quest 3 HD2D at I believe 1080p without any issues to performance.
Beautiful.
So when I was playing it in the review period, I was like, oh, this is probably going to run really bad on Steam Deck because the game's not out yet, but it ran it perfectly on Steam Deck, and even more, it ran it perfectly like at a higher resolution on a TV.
Ooh, that's very we'll probably be buying the dock like soon, so I'll definitely give that a shot. I've made it pretty far in so far. I like beat like Man, it's like such old spoilers, but like, it's like the first like big chunk before the big revelation, like kind of a little over halfway through, I think happens.
I mean, the 1 and 2 kind of just spoil it, so we could just say Alfgard.
Yeah, I just got the Olive Guard, basically.
Sick.
That is the point where the game does lose me a little bit, not because it's bad, but it's just like, oh, that first part was already so long.
It does feel like that in the remake, where you feel like, oh, this is like a second game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It has very much the vibe of like getting to Kanto in fucking Pokemon Gold and Silver to me, where it's just like, oh, I just beat a whole thing. Oh, you're making me go for another?
Welcome to your post game, not to be confused with your post game.
Yeah.
I have a friend playing Heart Gold right now. They're replaying Heart Gold, and they're like, man, this is so good. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
It is.
I feel like I might be willing to say Soul Silver and Heart Gold are like my favorite Pokemon games, depending on the day. Talk about amazing remakes.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of people's eyes, not mine, but because I always loved them, but in a lot of people's minds, those remakes are the reason why Gen 2 is like good.
That was always a Gen 2 trophy. It's just Heart Gold, Soul Silver kind of are like, okay, this is just the most like feature complete, like immense amount of content Pokemon game they've still like ever released. Like it's never gone back to that level, I feel.
No. Have you played ZA, Bridget?
I'm gonna be honest, the moment they were like, this is releasing within earshot of the Digimon game, I'm like, my interest in ZA is just totally shot dead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You didn't miss that much.
Yeah, no, you missed out on nothing. I was during like building up to release over the period of months, I was like being that guy that was like, no, two cakes. And it's like one time, like, well, sometimes the second cake is just duty.
Yeah,
it's just stinky and no one.
One cake's a nice cake from a bakery, and the other one you bought at like the fucking dollar store. It's like, well, you're not really gonna be.
They sold cakes here.
You're not gonna really be in the mood for a dollar store cake after the bakery one.
I'll be honest, I would not want a dollar store cake, even if I did have a nice bakery cake.
And that's why I didn't buy Legend CA.
I fell for it. They got me with Arceus, and I was like, surely the Pokemon company would never do me wrong.
They would never put out a mediocre product at any point, right?
Well, because like Scarlet and Violet were okay.
They were fine.
They were fun to play.
They were fun. They were literally fun in spite of themselves.
Yes. Like, it was like, this is one of the best Pokemon games ever made, and it looks like shit. But wow, I really like what they were trying to do here. I wish I could see it. I wish these weren't like 5-sided like shapes that I keep running into in the environment.
I wish I wasn't playing what looked like an N64 game that was huffing pain in 2022.
I wish the terrain didn't like stretch and squeeze when I walk 5 feet away from it. Anyway,
actually the N64 is like a really accurate comparison point, because none of those games can run above like 15 FPS either.
Yeah.
Although I will admit, though, I want to go back to Scarlet and Violet now that it has that Switch 2 update.
See, I tried, and then I was like, oh, huh. It's still pretty ugly.
Yeah, it's like the improved frame rate is nice, but from what I can tell, that and like increased Pokemon spawns were like the only actual things they fixed. Like that game is still like a buggy fucking mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to go back to it just to see if like I'll stick to it, because I stopped playing it to play I think I was playing that and trying to finish Arceus at the same time or something like that, and then I just never went back to play Scarvio. So I want to do that, and I want to go back to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
That's funny. I downloaded that again after I bounced off ZA, and then I booted up, and I'm like, wait, no, this is also one of the ugliest video games I have ever played.
I have a soft spot for them trying to like retain the handheld look in like a toy
but you
box
can do
aesthetic.
it and not make it look fucking gross.
I had the same problem with the Let's Go games on that system as well, where it's just like they really tried to keep the handheld look, but like there was like no attempt to like integrate that with like how would it like actual 3D visuals. So you would just like walk into a room and like you'd have like 5 NPCs that all stand perfectly still A posing, like just kind of staring at you, and it's almost unsettling to look at.
I forget that they technically did make a full remake of Gen 1 and in Let's Go.
Yeah.
Fucking the Pokemon games on the Switch era have just kind of been one mess after another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's Go is like really interesting for me because I actually quite liked it's not my preferred way to play a Pokemon game, obviously, but like I liked a lot of like I like the idea of like a slightly more casual Pokemon, just very slightly more casual Pokemon game with like these little like an old school Pokemon game with like new Pokemon design ideas, like the I guess there's like Wonder Trainers or something where it's like they're harder fights and stuff.
And
I literally only stopped playing Let's Go because my favorite way to play Pokemon is 2 hours before I fall asleep in bed on a handheld. And in order to play Let's Go, you have to wiggle that stupid, you have to use the fucking gyro to or touch the screen to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I don't want to touch my fucking screen, and I don't want to use motion controls for one fucking mechanic.
My favorite thing about that was like you literally like the only way to play that game without forced motion controls was in handheld. There was no way to play that game docked and not have to deal with motion controls.
Yeah, and even then you have to use the fucking touchscreen controls on handheld to do the thing, and I was like, I hate this. Just give me a button, please.
And then they were like, no, it's literally impossible. We can never make a Pokemon game with a button. No one liked this. Anyway, we make normal video games again. Sorry.
Speaking of big Pokemon games, I'm not going to talk about leaks on the podcast, but have y'all seen some of the leaks?
What? Who fucking cares if we talk about leaks on the podcast?
Jamie, pull that shit up.
We've definitely talked about leaks on the podcast before also.
So then let's talk about them. Did y'all hear? And I got this from friends of mine who are pretty good at like, they don't know fake or real leaks, but like I believe it's from like the big info dump that turned out to be real or whatever.
Well, the Giga leak or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of it was that they are planning to do a big Japanese region Pokemon game where it's Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn all together in one Pokemon game.
That's gonna make the most annoying people ever really happy.
That's literally gonna validate all the people that's like, they should make the Pokemon game that's every region, all 100,000 Pokemon in it.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited for that if that ends up being a thing, because I'm a sucker for the first 3 gens. I stopped keeping up with Pokemon after Gen 4.
I think if it's all the Japanese regions, I think the 4th one would be included because Sinnoh is still a region of Japan. It's like the northern region of Japan. So
okay,
at least gens like 1 to 4 would be like, you know, like it's an expanded, like, you know, it's multiple region, but it's still like a somewhat limited scope compared to literally just doing everything.
Yeah. So it would also make kind of sense to group those together, because then you can do the European regions in a similar fashion, because you could do France, Spain,
UK,
the UK. Like you could get away with making those, you know, in the same game or whatever.
You know, I've never really thought about what Pokemon games go with what like
region.
I guess region of the world.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet is Spain. The ZA one, which I forget what
was France.
Black and White. Oh no, yeah, X and Y is France. Black and White is
specifically East Coast, like United States. And then
that's why it's good.
And then like and then they had the 2 GameCube ones that are like sort of weird, like spin-off / kind of mainline, which take place in effectively Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they say that that's coming to like Switch Online or something?
Yeah, they did.
Am I crazy? Like, is that actually happening?
They revealed that in like the Switch 2 like reveal direct. when they
I'm
announced
so
the GameCube
excited.
service.
I want
Coliseum
that.
and XD Gale of Darkness are two of my favorite Pokemon games, and I don't care who
Same.
disagrees.
XD Gale of Darkness was fucking awesome.
XD Gale of Darkness is like, if it isn't for Heart Gold Soul Silver, that might be my favorite Pokemon game.
Those two games are the reason why I will always try to have an Espeon and or an Umbreon in my Pokemon
Yes,
party.
exactly.
Espeon always my goat because
Espeon
of that.
is still like one of my top 5 Pokemon because of that game specifically.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're all on the same page. I played that fucking game, and that game was like, it was like corporate overhead is causing the destruction of the environment. And in my head, I was like, Espeon's cool.
Yeah, I was like, Umbreon is so awesome. Dark attack, power, skill, bite, really strong.
Espeon used confusion and one-shots most things in game, yay.
Also, I liked the idea of just stealing Pokemon.
Yeah,
I also really love that mechanic.
Like the idea, it's like there's no more wild Pokemon. You have to steal everything, and then it's like, all right, like a year has passed, we have wild Pokemon again.
I love it. I gotta replay them. I think I'm gonna do that. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, you will once they get off their ass and start putting them on Nintendo Switch Online.
When they start putting more than like 5 games on a GameCube service.
Because like my personal take is that like I almost feel like those games are unofficial Legends titles.
Kind of,
they kind of fit the same like experimental like branch of Pokemon game where like Legends is designed to be that. And I'm like, well, that's Pokemon because that had like the concept of Shadow Pokemon and like re-envisioning like how you do like quote unquote gym leader challenges and stuff.
Also, making the entire game double battle focus as opposed to single battle focus. So just like reapproaching the entire way you like just do battles in general.
Yeah. Where it's like all the battles are double battles. So now like double moves, like partner moves, are actually like meaningful
in like main campaign stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, 3rd gen Pokemon. It didn't have it often enough. But yeah, I'd be very, very excited to play a big giant Pokemon game. Not for like having a bigger Pokedex, just because like my favorite ROM hack is Perfect Crystal. I think that's Crystal Clear.
The open world Gen 2 hack, right? The one where you can just start anywhere.
Yeah, you can start in any town with like one of like 16 different starters, and like you can do the game in any order you want. That to me is sick as fuck, and I would love it if a big Japanese region Pokemon game just let you start in whichever region you wanted to, and then you could like build out from there.
There was ideas of that in how Scarlet Violet kind of let you do any of the like 3 main stories on its own.
Exactly. So I think like they're building up to that idea, you know.
But like every time with the Pokemon Company, it's just like, okay, hey guys, you like this really cool idea, and everyone goes, yeah. They're like, all right, well, we're not doing.
We're never doing it again.
We're gonna do like a worse version of that.
Yeah, because in Scarlet and Violet, it's like, yeah, you can do anything, but also like they did not do a thing where like the individual challenge you did could like scale to where you were at. So yeah, sure, you could go up to like the Northern Mountains and fight the 8th gym leader, but he will have an 8th gym leader like team. Yeah,
you will still have to like do this in like the order. You just you know you can just not do it in that order if you don't want to. And if you grind instead of like doing content that would facilitate that instead. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for that sort of like take on a Pokemon. Just give me like a big Pokemon game. Please God, let it run well.
Have every Pokemon decent. Ever, and have all the 3D models and be a million hours long.
That's kind of why I'm like, I'm very like, I have a soft spot for BDSP's look, because like, yeah, it's not like it's that toy box aesthetic that like a lot of people don't mesh with, but like it looks good, you know, visually. It doesn't look like shit. Like it doesn't look incomplete.
I think it does. I don't know.
I'd rather have a bad art style than like a bad execution on a good art style.
I just
my
like
thing.
I think that the actual like battle models look really good, and then this like the ugly Playmobil chibis are the worst thing like I have ever seen in a video game.
I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be contrarian. I love that toy box look for Pokemon, but I'm weird like that. I just love that they're little. I love that they're little toy people and they're walking because it simulates the what kids do when they play Pokemon, which is they play pretend. And that's how you play pretend. You play pretend with your toys, and you dance the little man across the street, and he goes into a grocery store, and there's a Pokemon. Whatever.
I need to make secret bases again.
They got to bring those back,
dude. Those were so fucking sick.
It's so weird.
That was my shit.
Every good like I remember reading somewhere that they didn't bring them back for a reason, but like. There's so many good ideas across the Pokemon franchise that are just never come back in any way. And I don't know whether to like, sometimes I'm appreciative of that fact. And sometimes I'm appreciative of that fact. And sometimes I'm like really frustrated by it. Cause sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know, keep coming up with new stuff. But other times I'm like, it would be nice to get these features that I really liked from older Pokemon games in the newer ones. Secret bases, the contests.
Yeah.
Contests were fun because it's literally like every move does a different thing now, and it's like a different kind of like turn-based battle thing. Oh well.
Well, one of the issues is again, there's not any room to have like cool little like experimental mechanics because video games cost so much fucking money to make.
Yeah. So and we know that they don't get much to make it.
No, yeah.
That was actually another thing in the leak, just like what the budget on Pokemon games were, and they were like shockingly low.
They are. I would even call it embarrassingly low. I would look at the Pokemon company and go, "What is wrong with you?
What the fuck is your problem?"
like I would be embarrassed to be like, yeah, our flagship product, yeah, we don't really spend a lot of money on it. I would be pissed.
I know exactly why it happens though, and it's because like fucking like executives and like CEOs and CFOs can only think in terms of fucking margins. So they're just like, well, you see, the margins on their product this way are fucking crazy.
Yeah, because back then you could like make a Pokemon game on a lower budget for like, because it's a portable system. Like even if it was one of the like more higher budget like DS games or whatever, or Game Boy games, it's still like a lot cheaper than any like, you know, console video game. But now they don't make portables anymore. And so it's like, okay, cool. So we're going to sell this at like 60 to 70 bucks. But you know, those margins are too good. We can't not have those margins. So you get no money.
Stupid. Dumb.
A lot of people like get like really mad at Game Freak, and I don't know like the internal politics of Game Freak themselves, but like in my opinion, this has always seemed like a Pokemon company thing, not a 100%. Game Freak thing.
I do think there's still like there are some design choices that I know are a Game Freak thing, but it's hard to hold them too strongly to those design choices when it's like they might have made those design choices because their budget is so frustratingly small.
No money.
Like they literally, like if they had the time to go back and think it over, they would. If they had the money to do it differently, they would, is my hopeful thinking.
Yeah, no, that's kind of how I interpret it too. It's just like, yeah, they stick to like what they know in a negative way because like financially and probably like time wise, they just don't have the room to not do that.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you've been playing, Bridget?
It's been mostly Dragon Quest, and I've been getting slowly back into Digimon Story Time Stranger. That's the other big one.
I gotta go back.
Yeah,
it is.
I gotta go back too.
it feels like magic. Like it genuinely feels like the like Digimon game that like I've been thinking about in my brain has finally been plucked out and just made reality. Like
I could not agree more.
I got like 20 or so hours into that game, and I was just like, this is a lovely, lovely time. And then I got attacked by every RPG ever.
yeah.
I'm also about 20 hours into Time Stranger, and it's
I'm about 30-ish in, so I'm a little further. In particular, like the thought I had was this was the game that like I imagined when like I beat Cyber Sleuth like 10 years ago and thought, man, the next one of these that wasn't based on the Vita game. Oh my god. It's like, yeah, that's exactly the game I got. It feels wild.
I love how Time Stranger feels like a really good Digimon thing, but also like if you take away all like if you take the license away from it, underneath the hood, there's an amazing RPG there.
It's just like just mechanically, it's one of the most like satisfying monster collecting RPGs I have ever played in my life.
Yeah. And
I also just really like that the combat is hard. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Bosses require challenge, and you have to put effort in.
My Digimon,
like, I miss this.
Like I don't get like full party wipes, or I haven't yet, but like, you know, I've got people in Digimon in my party that like they get KO'd and then I gotta heal them and then I gotta like work with like I'm actually trying to like strategize and figure out like what the best way to do stuff is. And then the way they do the bosses with like the weak point thing, like actually creates like an urgency. So it's like they do a really good job sort of like pressuring the player into staying on their feet, like staying on their toes and actually like paying attention to what they're doing. And I really, really like that in a space where a lot of RPGs nowadays are very, I don't want to say easy, but like you don't get as many, you don't get game overs as often anymore in like a turn-based RPG.
I actually think, one of the things that they like the specific thing that they balanced their bosses around that I think had like a really positive knock-on effect in terms of like what they got to do to design the difficulty for these bosses is the fact that in every turn any individual Digimon gets, you're allowed to just heal with like an item or like revive with an item for free. Like that does not take up your turn. And things being designed around that, I think, are what let them have the freedom to create fights that are so much more like tense and like actually like thought provoking and challenging.
Absolutely. I think they adjusted the rule set just very slightly from Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, and that helped them balance the game way, way better. Because Cyber Sleuth, not the most well-balanced game.
You could rate a game over your knee at like chapter 5, yeah.
Yeah. Like the way I played Cyber Sleuth was playing on normal and then changing to hard difficulty playing on hard and then switching it back down to normal for bosses, because the balance was so out of whack that like on normal, regular enemies were too easy, but on hard, bosses were like insanely difficult.
Yeah.
So like I'm really happy that when I booted up Time Stranger and set it to normal, everybody was like, the fights were good, the bosses were good. Like I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, I don't have to.
They know.
Yeah, they figured out the curve. Jesus.
Also, I feel like we're kind of like just saying what we said in the podcast a couple episodes ago.
I know.
But it's just like, dungeons. Oh, dungeons. I love you, dungeons. I miss you, dungeons. More dungeons.
I even like the outer dungeon stuff too. I love the little challenge modes that are like intentionally even harder. And it's like, I love, and then like there's like a ton of quality of life in it as well, where it's like, oh, did you find an outer dungeon but you can't complete it? Okay, you can go access them from this area later. You can just go to your like Digivolution hub farm thing.
It just feels really nice because a thing that has basically always plagued Digimon games since the start, like since they started making them, was just either due to like budgetary constraints or like really like, you know, just kind of pumping them out. Digimon games have always just kind of like not that they're not so much being bad, but just I've always kind of fell short of what they could have been, like basically every single time. And it just feels nice.
Franchise.
Yeah. And it just feels really nice that one of these like feels like, oh no, this is the first Digimon game that just fully got to realize its potential and be what the developers clearly set it out to be.
Yeah.
They should
I
have put
love
it
it.
on Switch, then I would have played it.
Yeah, well, it's not on Switch.
No.
Oh.
My conspiracy theory is that Big Nintendo was like, no, no,
You
you're not
cannot
putting
release this
out.
game on our system the same month as
can't let 'em do
Pokemon. We can't
They're
No
gonna
make this
fucking
chance.
find
bad.
out. They're gonna
can't
find out
put
our
this
game is
bad.
bad.
Like, I don't think it would have been able to run on a Switch 1. I'm sure
Not
Bandai
a
Namco will
chance.
put out like a really scuffed port on that and then a decent version on Switch 2. But also like, no, there's it. I imagine like Bandai might have wanted to because they put every like one of their other like big games of the year out on Switch 2. Like Pac-Man got one, like a couple others. They've been pretty consistent with it, and like right out the gate, one of the first things announced for Switch 2 was like Elden Ring. So it's like I'm sure they wanted to, but I genuinely believe Nintendo was like, no.
You're not putting your fucking creature collector game on our console.
You're gonna wait on this. We're not letting you put this out in the same month as Pokemon. We're already in hot water.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare put that game on our console. Bandai Namco with like a frowny face, like slapping a Digimon Time Stranger sticker onto a Switch 2 cart. Don't you do it. Don't you put don't you put the game files on there, Bandai Namco.
No. Put it down. Put it down. Bad.
What is in your mouth?
I'm glad Time Stranger seems to be standing the test of time because we need more. We need better Digimon games. We need more good Digimon games.
We need more good games.
True.
They don't make those.
I will go back to Time Stranger eventually, but I have not been playing Time Stranger.
What you've been playing?
Well, I beat Dragon Quest 1 remake.
It's solid.
In between last episode and this one, and I started Dragon Quest 2. Dragon Quest 2 remake is easily one of the best Dragon Quest games ever put out.
Yes.
Oh my god.
People thought I was overreacting. No, it's really good. Because, you know, Cullen is one to overreact often. It's one of his quirks.
Sure.
He gets a little silly with it on occasion, but no, I was playing that and I went like, yep, this is everything I love about the era of Dragon Quest. Funny enough, from like 4 to 6, backported into Dragon Quest 2. They ported the whimsy. It's crazy.
It is much like the first remake, without spoiling anything for Bridget. Much like the first remake, they've taken the story elements from Dragon Quest 2 and they have expanded them with voiced cutscenes and more dialogue now that they have the space for it. The writing is great. The character motivations are fantastic. The localization is top notch.
If like that is nothing else about Square Enix and Dragon Quest specifically, their localizations are on like they're some of the best in the business.
I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand how they do it. Like there's magic in a bottle. Like it's every Dragon Quest localization since the DS remakes, I feel, has been just a head and shoulders above everything else.
I'd say even starting with like 8.
Yeah, sure. I'll give it to 8. I was thinking of 8, but I don't want to give it too many flowers too soon.
No, you build a YouTube career on that, man.
I did. But yeah, no, Dragon Quest 2 is really, really good. I am in the second act of the game right now. I finally got my my 4th party member, which was cool. and that party member has an interesting move set that I will play around with in the coming streams that I'm doing. But other than that, I don't know. I've been playing like I've have I played actually have I been I beat Ghost of Tsushima. I think I talked about that already though. I beat a game called Lost Eidolons.
You were telling me a bit about that.
Let me tell you about
it,
Lost
yeah.
Eidolons. Lost Eidolons is what I wish Fire Emblem had been between the Awakening and Three Houses era of Fire Emblem. Lost Eidolons is an SRPG by a South Korean studio. And it is an SRPG that the gimmick for the mechanics is it is an SRPG where terrain can be modified with magic and elements. So if you see a wet spot on the ground and an enemy is standing over it and they end their turn on top of it, they become drenched. When that happens, you can electrocute them for bonus damage, but any other drenched units next to them can also get will like it'll chain lightning them to hurt them. That's one example. If you don't want to step on the wet spot, you can cast fire on it to turn it into a regular patch of land. If someone is hiding in a forest, that gives them defense, just like in Fire Emblem. But you can set the forest on fire.
That's pretty cool.
And that causes them to take damage every turn they end on that tile. So that it forces them to leave the defense of the forest. There's no accuracy. There is no chance to fail an attack. Accuracy instead improves the damage you deal and the chance of a critical hit, if I remember correctly. There are engagement mechanics. So if you want to run past an enemy, you have to be able to run around the tile that's adjacent to them, because if you try to run straight like past them, like right next to them, due to the engagement mechanics, your unit will be stopped by the enemy. So your movement for every unit is hindered by enemies actually like being where they are. So forming like unit formations actually matter, because you can like funnel enemies with the engagement mechanics into traps and they can do the same thing to you. That is one of the best SRPGs I've ever played in my entire life.
I wish it didn't look like that though.
No, yeah, it kind of. But once you get over it, like it's one of the best SRPGs I've ever played in my entire life, with like surprisingly really good voice acting. Okay. Like the weakest voice actor in the game is your main character, and he's not that bad. He just sounds like Johnny Young Bosch. Like that's it. And like he just, it sounds like he's doing a Johnny Young Bosch impression. But like it's really good. The story is actually pretty compelling. It's not like it's one of those stories where it's like you don't get all the information of the world. It's very similar to Three Houses in that regard, where it's like you don't actually have like a full understanding of like the stuff that goes on in the world that you're playing in. But like it's not really the important part. What's more important is like the journey of that like one character you're following, and like of the units that you have and stuff. There's no like hurrah, like camaraderie, like thing where it's like literally everybody gets along. No, it's like all of your units have like more complicated relationships with each other. There's like enough tension in the story where you genuinely do believe some of the characters that you are playing with may betray you at any time. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And like, there's a bunch of things that it tracks and to determine like what can happen in the story. It's really, really cool. Also, it has a gay romance, so that's great. It has multiple gay romances, but you only get one as the player. But yeah, I I really like it. My only complaint is like maybe like unfortunately there's never a mission where you can control more than 10 units at a time. That would have been nice. But like it has a really good variety of different kinds of missions you do more towards the end than the first half, but the first half is just trying to like get you used to like getting you in the swing of things, and then like by the second half of the game it's like every new mission is like a different objective that you have to do. It's really good. I don't know how else to describe it. It's
That's
just a good SRPG with like evolved SRPG mechanics. And it's really unfortunate that I don't think a lot of people have played it. Yeah,
I didn't even hear about it before you started talking about it.
Yeah, me neither.
It was like a Kickstarted game, and it came out in like 2022, and like nobody played it, and I'm like genuinely shocked that more people haven't played it. I want to go play the sequel next chance I get, because they did they made like a roguelike SRPG as a sequel, because I'm assuming the Lost Eidolons didn't make them much like profit, since it was crowdfunded and not a lot of people heard about it. But it's like from what I understand, it's a roguelite strategy RPG. And I think it plays more or less the same, but it's very visually different. Because they had to, number one, they got better at modeling stuff, but two, they had to like downsize for the next game. But yeah, and that's pretty much what I've been playing. I've been playing a CRPG called Colony Ship. That's pretty fun, but I can't like really go into it until I play more of it, because I need to make sure of a couple things. But yeah, Cullen, why don't you go over what you've been up to while I go to the bathroom?
Sure. I have been I moved, so
Oh yeah.
that kind of fucking sucked. But you know, we're settling in. In the meantime, like I've really only been playing like one game, and I can't even fully talk about it, which is Octopath Zero.
Oh.
But like the preview embargo lifted, so I can say, wow, I've been playing Octopath Zero. What a game. Wowza wowza. But like, oh wow, have you played an Octopath game? That is another Octopath game. But besides that, literally like, well, I guess I've been playing other games. Like I've been playing Kirby, but that's like so like nothing
really
to
that
really
much
talk
to say.
about.
Yeah, it's like, yep, that's Kirby.
Yep. Like, wow, it sure is the Kirby Air Ride sequel I've always wanted. But besides that, like we like there was a port of that 2016 Tomb Raider game. Not 2016, 2013.
Yeah, you were getting really into that one, shockingly.
Oh, I've always like I think I forget if you were in one of the calls like a year or two ago when I was playing that on PC for the first time, and I was just like, I hate that this game can be so good. Like playing the video game is so fun. They did so good on the moment to moment gameplay, and the stealth and the climbing and the shooting is just ahead of like most games in that space in that time period. And then like a cutscene happens.
And then literally anything happens to Lara Croft, and you can see like, why is one of the animators like holding a little half chub there? What's
Yeah,
oh no. Oh
why
man.
is the death like game over screen animator jerking off like furiously? It's so fucking funny. Like just that whole thing. Like you play video games so often to the extent that we do, and you kind of become numb to how video games treat women. And like sometimes you get a game like Tomb Raider Definitive Edition 2013 that is so fucking weird about women that you can only laugh. Like I'm sure I could sit here and write like a whole think piece about how horrible this game is, and it is, but like there's something so comedic about like Laura sneaking into a camp like halfway through the game and like disrupting them while they like try to do like a sacrifice, and then all of the men grabbing her, throwing her to the ground and going, "We're gonna get you for killing our buddies," and then punching her in the face like 20 times.
It's literally that one. It's literally that one fucking JoJo Part 5 bit where all the guys.
Exactly.
It's see, like you said the thing of like, oh, I could write a think piece about this, but like, could you like? It's pretty much just all kind of like. I feel like in more like insidious cases, or like more like things that are like deeply misogynistic, but try to keep it like really low key about it. Like you could do that, but like Tomb Raider is just like, I don't know what you could write about. It's just it's like right there. Like
the video games in which Laura was like wearing skin tight suits and breasting boobily and having whole like physics engines programmed into her like low poly boobs were less misogynistic than whatever this game is up to. But like, damn, it kind of play good though.
It do play good though.
Like I just stunned. I am just so consistently stunned at what this game is like is doing. uh it it plays so good. And I think I just like I want games that like I miss the cover shooter. Cover shooters are fun. That's like so brave of me to say, because everyone's like, oh, Gears of War ruined video games, but like I'll take cover shooters over whatever the fuck we're doing now, which is like nothing.
Open world, like fucking what's that, like 7th gen is so fascinating because you can see like the early steps to like how we got into whatever the fuck mess we're in with this whole industry nowadays in that gen. But like people were still like making like actual video games in that during that gen.
Yeah, I'm really sad that actually maybe not, but like I was gonna say I'm really sad that like a game like The Last of Us won out over a game like Tomb Raider, but that I think people might have take the wrong lessons from Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Honestly, like I feel like a combination between like I think 2013 was like really significant in where we ended up, because I feel like in that year specifically, both BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us taking off in the ways they did kind of just doomed us for the rest of history.
Pretty much, yeah. Whereas like, yeah, this game has a lot of cutscenes, but also it sure is a video game that you can play.
Yeah.
The bar is in hell. I would like to play a video game. Tomb Raider says, we got some Mick in here, but we do got a video game. And I'm like, thank you, Tomb Raider 2013. You're the funniest misogynist I know.
Hell of a statement. Anyway, anything else you've been playing, buddy?
Well, on the opposite end of the spectrum is Detective Instinct Farewell My Beloved, which came out days ago as of this recording. This is a indie game that is inspired by specifically both the Famicom Detective Club games, but also like stylistically the entire era of the adventure game that was specifically on the Nintendo DS.
Oh, so like Hotel Dusk and that type of shit? Like
Hotel Dusk, 999, Ace Attorney, like any like Trace Memory, like literally
I was
all
about
of
to
those.
ask about Trace Memory, yeah. Okay.
It is I recommend it.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard of a game taking inspiration from that era. Like Ace Attorney obviously is the outlier, but like things like Hotel Dusk and Trace Memory, like those are like never inspirations for anything. So that's fascinating.
Go on the store page and like look up just screenshots of it so you can kind of understand what I'm coming from here. Like in talking about like just the aesthetic of this game. It is so striking. I already finished it. I went through it like so quick. It's like a 5.5 hour game. basically the whole premise is, you and your friend Emma are students on like a research trip for your college, and you're coming back, and right before you're on the train to like that's like on its way to like London, which I assume will take you back to America, you're woken up at night at your hotel, and like, oh, someone died, like a guy fell out, at the like fifth floor of a hotel room and he's dead, and you're like, oh, that's really interesting, like what's going on with that, but you get on board your train, and the rest of the game takes place on this train as you are trying to find a woman that disappeared after talking with your friend Emma. And the whole rest of the game is just the Famicom Detective Club style of your like investigative like command menu of like, go to, talk, check,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. And considering this is a game of like, from my quick skimming of the credits, genuinely was made by like 5 or so people. It is amazing. Like I have some qualms with like the story, not in like anything that it did bad, it's just me wishing it was a bit more like, I guess, complex.
Yeah.
But like this is a achievement for like the kind of like a budget I can only assume went into this, which like it's one of those things where it's like it's lower budget, but it doesn't look it. Like if this had come out on the Nintendo DS, you would have been like, that was a really cool little DS adventure game I grabbed at the, at the store while I was browsing.
Mm-hmm.
It like, I won't say the story is the greatest thing I've ever seen, but as a little like 5-hour mystery, I'm really thinking at how much we lost when portables kind of died and
That's been the
adventure
fucking theme of this
games,
one episode, I think.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where adventure games just completely just stopped existing, because if you're making like prestige video games have gotten so expensive that you can't make games like this unless you're like an indie studio
Yeah.
and are literally just doing it because you love the craft. But what I think is just so cool about this is that it is a group of people who love this genre so much, like are so passionate about like how these games work and how they look, that they just, by just making a polished one of these, it's just like, oh cool, we can still make these. And it doesn't feel as much like a lot of those revivals of like, like the JRPG revivals where it's like, yeah, we're making a good one, they didn't make good ones, we're doing it, guys, we're gonna make the Chrono Trigger.
Did you know that we are
good.
inspired by Chrono Trigger?
And also have contempt for the entire rest of the genre, where it's like this game doesn't posture itself in any way of being like better than any of the games that inspired by, like it was inspired by. It's literally just a love letter.
Yeah.
I agree. Wii Sports Resort really is like the tantamount of sports games.
This is true.
Yeah, you're probably right.
How was your big poo?
Oh, 2 Thanksgiving dinners and a lot of alcohol.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they, no matter what the quality of the game was, I look at those pre-rendered backgrounds stylized as if they were rendered to hit a maximum resolution of whatever the DS was doing, and I go, you have my heart and my soul forever. Thankfully, it is also a very good game.
I'm looking at the Steam page, and the thing that I'm just like immediately in love with as someone who also like grew up on like especially like DS, like Ace Attorney and 999 and stuff, is like the way this game does like the pixel art in this game. There's like between like the line work, the color palette, and the like I think like slightly incorrect scaling, they like nailed how those games would like actually look on your like DS system back in the day. there's such a specific vibe to that pixel art, but they like totally nailed, and I'm kind of in love with just looking at it.
I really recommend it. I think my issues with it come down to it is a bit too linear, and it's it's a bit too easy to solve, but also I acknowledge that I'm a fucking sicko who plays these games. Like, dude, I slurp this shit down. Uh,
Yeah.
like when, I buy all the games like it. I played the Famicom Detective Club games. It's, but like, I think if this is your first one of these, you shouldn't have an issue with it. I think you'll probably find it very charming. But like what I was thinking as I was finishing it up was I really like this. I want this to sell well enough where you guys get to make another, and then that is like you're
The
able
big
to just go
one.
crazy with
Like
it.
like you made the first one where you like learn how to make games in this style in the first place, and now you've done that, so you get to iterate on it and make something like actually like
Yep.
fantastic.
If Detective Instinct is a series where every couple years we get another little mystery game, it's just all timer shit. I genuinely believe that, and it's so weird to like voice that, like, not criticism, but like it's just like I did want like a little bit more from the story, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't say I'm not satisfied. It's one of those
I
where
get
it's
that. I
just
get
like
that.
I have played so many of these that I do like I have unreal expectations. And then because of those unreal expectations, I don't hold it against you for making a game that didn't reach all of them, but you met basically most of them. And it's just like I was playing this and I'm like, okay, you guys get it. Like I
Yeah.
got to play another one of these that doesn't feel like it was made with $5 and a disinterest to the genre, like
Do
as a
you feel
whole.
like do you feel like what it does is sort of highlight what its contemporaries are doing wrong?
Mm, no, I don't think there are contemporaries. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like, I mean, you were saying how it's like it doesn't feel like it was made with like $5 because I know there's definitely games like Detective Instinct out there that do not hit the mark for me and do
Mm.
not like present themselves in a way that like feels interesting. Um,
I'm thinking back to like a lot of the like how a little bit on the 3DS, I think like Arc System got the Hotel Dusk guys to make like a cold, like it's called like Cold Case or something, and you're like, oh my god, we're doing another Hotel Dusk, and you play it and it's like, oh
It
no,
just doesn't hit.
not even, they're like, no, like you guys did not in fact have the money to realize something for a $6 eShop game.
mhm, mhm.
No.
Yeah. Would you say it's more
It's just,
like you're happy you get to experience another one of these that's good, but like because you are a sicko for this franchise, you've like seen what like the heights of it are, and it's like, you know, you guys made a good one, but it's not like everything it could be.
yeah, it's mostly just I think what it comes down to for me is because I like the detecting part of this. I would have liked a I guess less linearity, because what I do really dig about some of these like older games is those moments where it's like, hey, you're given like 5 different tasks or whatever. Go to, like, we've opened up all of the explorable areas. Just go. Like, go do it, be a detective and go, look around. Um and you get a moment of that in like the, I guess, the third of 5 chapters, and that's kind of it. And I really just think it's a scope thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is an indie title made by a small team. I am willing to give them all of the benefit of the doubt. I don't think this game does anything wrong. Like, I don't sit here with oh, these are flaws. It's just like
Yeah,
oh my god, if you guys get another go at this, you are going to just, I sincerely think that they are going to make something like really amazing,
cool.
because aesthetic is perfect. The soundtrack is amazing. That is another thing it completely nails from what it's trying to do in this like genre. They make the music sound like it is playing off of like older like sound chips. But they still like have a lot of more modern stylings to a lot of how like the tracks are composed. I'm pretty sure the like composer is the same as the writer director, so the guy is just wearing like all the different hats. And again, the writing itself is filled with so much personality. Like he nails character and dialogue so well. It feels like a merging of the kind of quirky characters you would see in a game like Ace Attorney, with the story pacing of a Famicom Detective Club. Like the side characters are just wonderful. They're very charming. There's also a lot of like fun little optional things you get to see if you're like exploring. Like I noticed how like in the very first like set like part of the game, you're in your hotel room, your friend Emma knocks on your door. uh I noticed though, this is the first time I get to actually look around my hotel room, and when I play a game like this, I am clicking every single thing in the environment to hear all the flavor text, because I love that. So I'm clicking all around and I do everything, and then I finally get to open the door and Emma's like, "Hey, is there a reason why you left me outside? Like why you didn't let me in for like a little bit? Like,
I
are you
love that.
good?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's awesome." And then later, early on, I look at a mirror a couple times, and the main character gets a complex about his hair being messy and a bit greasy. And then I go to other people's rooms in the train and check out their mirror. And then other characters are like commenting on it. And I give my character a complex about his hair. So every time he looks at a mirror, he's like, "Oh, I gotta clean my hair," or "Oh, my hair actually looks all right today," and just like stuff like that. Um, it's it's great. I sincerely recommend Detective Instinct: Farewell, My Beloved to anyone who has ever liked mystery games. I think you'll play it and you'll feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside, and I think they deserve your money because they worked very hard. And yeah,
Cool. Have you ever
Awesome.
played? Have you ever played Paper Perjury?
no, what is that?
It is a game in the same kind of style, inspired by very similar things. It came out last year, and I've heard good things about that one as well. If you want to check that out, though
Paper Perjury.
it may not be as good as Detective Instinct, because Detective Instinct, in my opinion, seems to have like a much higher production value. But I've been told pretty good things about Paper Perjury.
This looks cute. I might give this a go.
Yeah, it's in our family library
Okay,
thing.
cool.
So
I think the thing that also just like with Detective Instinct is their inspirations happen to be some of my favorite games like ever. And I'm specifically a sicko for the Famicom Detective Club style of like command menu. These guys get it. They did that well. I am
yeah.
very like I want more games like that. Like this is just really one of those things where it's just like if I could make a game, it would be like this, and it is so inspirational that these guys just got to make their game. And they so far like it's not like I don't think blowing up or anything, but like I'm in their Discord. I'm mutuals with I think the director, and it's just like there's a very small and passionate like audience for this, and I sincerely hope that more people give it a shot. It I was so into it that I already started like writing like like notes for a video script, because it's just like this is the kind of thing that I started making videos for, like to talk about. I,
Excellent. I'm
I
really happy to hear that, honestly. I want you to make more videos. So
I do
You should be
too.
making more videos.
Someone should be making videos for that guy. Because
Maybe
I
that
don't want
guy
to
should
fucking
do
do
it.
it. No, no,
No.
no,
Well, I tried.
no,
Fuck.
no, no. But it is great. And again, it's 5 hours long. It's on discount for the first like 2 weeks, like $16. I think it's worth it. It is a swell time. But yeah, do we have anything else we want to talk about game wise, or do we want to go into questions? GC, did you go over your games?
Yeah, I talked about oh wait, I do want to talk about one thing that I played yesterday. Okay. If you have not gone to check it out yet, please go check out Dirtbag Mahjong. I'm not sponsored. They didn't pay me to do this. Nobody gave me money. I bought my own copy of the game. It is a very small indie game about Riichi Mahjong, which as we know, I am a big fan of. But it is really cool in that it is not just regular Mahjong with a quirky story mode. I played through the prologue and the one character storyline, because the way it works is you pick a character, you can like go through like different chapters of storylines, and each chapter has a different mission. So the idea, at least what I played, like I played a character who doesn't know how to play Mahjong. So all of those characters' missions were to lose to somebody else and to make sure that you were underneath a specific person in the rankings. And when you play the game, it's not just regular Mahjong. Every character in the game has different abilities that can affect the table in different ways. And that creates like different kinds of strategies. So there's like one character who can reshuffle everyone's discard pile to like potentially put somebody else in Foodie 10 by shuffling around the board and like putting a tile that's not a tile that would put them in Foodie 10 in their discard to cause that to happen. There's like another character that can taunt other characters to force them to only use their abilities against that character. And then they generate MP that way. And then they can use like a lightning strike to hit everybody for 4 damage. When you lose all your health, you lose a turn to revive, like on the Mahjong table. It's really cool. It is actually a really fucking cool game.
I don't know anything about Mahjong, and so for all I know, you could always cast magic spells or something. And I'm just like, what?
It's awesome. There's a chapter of the first character's story that I was playing where the gimmick was that the character could not speak for the entire round. And the way that translates into the actual like Mahjong playing is you can't cast one of your specific abilities, and you can't call any tiles on the board. But also you need to not call any tiles on the board and then don't lose the match. And then other matches were like, oh, make sure you're not in first or second place. So I was like, it was funny as hell. I was deliberately sabotaging my hand and trying to like feed tiles to whoever I felt would need them to win in order to like get third place on purpose. And it was so much fun to do. I highly, highly recommend the game. Also, the writing is like not insufferable, which is like one of my biggest worries, because it's a very like quirky, like LGBTQ plus kind of game. And sometimes not the
LGBTQ plus games are famously really annoying.
No.
I see.
No. But like it was very like usually they tend to be written very quirkily. Like they lampshade a lot of things in those kinds of stories.
Yeah.
And like every character's like goofy wacky. And they can get really annoying. But this one doesn't do that. And it's paced well. And the writing's like it goes like a little over the top and like it's very energetic, but it's not bad over the top. It's like it's engaging in a way where I'm like, oh, this actually sounds like a conversation I've had with my friends, which is like,
I'm already cutting the political ad where it's like, GC Vasquez says that gay people are pretty annoying.
God.
What are you gonna say, Bridget?
Oh no, nothing. Don't worry.
No, if you want a dogpile GC with me, go for it.
This is literally what's happening.
You're our guest.
This is how the game is written. Like it's there's like a character everyone's dogpiling, and I was reading that and going, oh,
they're just like me for real.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. That actually makes sense. It's called Dirtbag Mahjong. Go play it, please. I cannot recommend it enough. It's like $9 right now. It's like $9 or $10 right now. Yeah, it's on sale for $8.99 at the moment. It's great. I don't think a lot of people know it exists or have played it because it only has 5 user reviews on Steam. But it's so fucking good. Please go check that out if you have any interest in Mahjong whatsoever. Anyway, other than that, I don't know. Did you want to just go into questions or did you want to talk about Steam Machine pricing real quick?
We could talk about it real quick. I not to like rush out as we have our wonderful guest here. But if this was a bit of a shorter one, I would not mind because it's the holiday season.
That's fair.
I guess before that though, Bridge, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think.
Any topic?
Nothing I've been doing. I'm really like I'm not actively following a lot of game stuff. I guess like what's okay, game Game Awards, like nominations were announced. Cool. I don't really care. Claire Obscura is announced.
Game Awards.
Like the fucking big with Claire Obscura was like nominated for 50 billion things.
They're gonna ride that into the sunset.
More than ever, the Game Awards will be a time to watch trailers and get drunk with friends. I have negative interest in seeing the game everyone knows is gonna win all of the awards. It just like
terrible birthday present to me. Birthday present.
Is it kind of unreasonable that like the sort of conversation around that game is making me have a more like negative disposition towards it? Because like it's
so I haven't played it.
Because I've played almost all of it and I've enjoyed it, but then like the lavish praise it gets alongside like the whole, and I like you can tell that this is going to be like parroted a lot during that game, where it's being the whole like 30 people made this narrative thing. It's like, man, I don't know.
It's like, one, that's not true. Two, it's like if you play the game and you listen to what people are saying about it, there's sort of a mismatch there, in my opinion, where I'm like, I mean, it's good. I don't think it's like
that's where I've been at. It's like it's a good, like it's not a bad game. I'm just like, it's not
think it'd be friends.
Bad. I don't know. I feel like such a disconnect with like how most people talk about a game versus what I've experienced, which is like a really fun attempt by like a different set of people to make a game we normally associate with one country in specific. But it's like I feel like I've played better in this genre. I'm sorry, like I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe the early misconception that it was made by a very small group of people sort of like created this sort of weird view of it, because it does have high production value.
Yeah,
it has incredibly high production value. But like it's a good RPG. It's a good RPG. I don't know if I would, considering some of the other stuff that's come out this year, I don't know if I would give it Game of the Year. I
really don't think I would. Look, I'm just saying, as an RPG, Digimon unironically beats the shit out of this one for me. I think Digimon is genuinely a more mechanically engaging RPG than Claire Obscura is. And I don't know what that says about me.
I think there's a lot of really strong contenders, and I don't think Expedition 33 is that strong of a contender.
Yeah,
especially if you've beaten the game, because that ending is quite unsatisfying in ways that I don't think it intended to be.
I think that generally the last act just kind of does not work, that like both narratively, but also like I think that's generally where the combat of that game starts falling apart for me a bit, where it's like, okay, so why would I engage with any of the systems when I can just parry everything and just kill it in one shot? And like,
some people will tell you that's like, no, but that's like what's good about it, is that you don't have to engage with any of the systems if you're good at parrying. Like some people will tell you that that's like a good thing,
When
Which
people told me it was a game entirely designed around pairing, I kind of lost interest.
yeah. Especially some of the end game bosses, it really does feel like it's like parry or just don't play.
Don't bother. Yeah.
You can break the fuck out of that game too, but it requires like you have to do a lot of setup, which is fine. But like I feel like if my only two like if the solution to not parrying is to like
break the
intentionally
yeah,
if it's like intentionally to go find the most like granular optimization in order to trivialize something, I don't feel like that's a good solution either. Which is good enough for me to be like, I don't know if this should be game of the year, considering engaging with RPG systems is like the whole
point
part
of
the
Yeah.
like I'm not playing an RPG, am I? I'm playing a rhythm game. If we're being honest.
But let me tell you, as someone who frequents arcades, there's better rhythm games out there to declare Obscure Expedition 30 free.
So yeah. I don't really have like a strong opinion on any of the I haven't looked at any of the nominations except for the Game of the Year ones, and I looked at all of them and I went, I don't think I care about any single one of these games.
It's such a like eyes glazing over lineup for me as well. Yeah, it's just like I don't feel strong about any of this.
Did Digimon even make it in?
Real quick, hold on.
Not a single nomination for Digimon, not one. I was so mad.
Hold on.
I wasn't like
mad,
but I was like,
Game of the Year.
I don't.
Oh,
what's up,
Cullen? Hold on. Wait, hold on. Cullen, do you know what got nominated for Game of the Year?
I think they announced them when I was hashtag adulting.
Okay. I'm gonna read them off to you, and you're gonna go, this is the worst lineup for Game of the Year in a while.
I'm so excited.
So obviously Expedition 33, right? Death Stranding 2, which may be the only one where I'm like, okay, sure. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Fuck off.
Hades 2.
Fuck off.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
All right.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I've heard that one's actually good.
But like you hear this lineup and I'm like, there's gotta be like
it just kind of inspires nothing out of me. I don't like
in my head, I'm like, there's gotta be other games that came out this year that are more deserving of being in the nomination.
Best narrative. Oh my god. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yote.
No, fuck off.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which again, haven't played it. And Silent Hill F. Come on. This is all just the same couple games.
Yeah, no.
It's pretty bad.
My favorite one is Best Voice Actor, which is actually the category Expedition 33 can lose to Expedition 33. There's like 3 performances from that game that are nominated.
I really hope that is one where I would like Silent Hill to win it. Like I'm not like I don't think that's like the best game ever or anything, but like where that game succeeds is sound design and it fucking nails it. But it really feels like I don't want to like be suspicious of placement for some of these, but I'm kind of like, I feel like some of these were decided in advance, like Ghost of Yote. I'm sorry, no one fucking played Ghost of Yote. Like, at all.
I feel like even Death Stranding 2 got, like, was not, like, did not get as many eyes on it as you think it would. Like,
yeah. I think it's a fucking crime that Digimon lost the spot in Best RPG nomination to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Fuck off! Fraud of the fucking year. Fuck you.
Like, come on.
Come on.
Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. No.
Final Fantasy 14. Definitely not this year, buddy.
They're probably going to give it to 14 and they're going to be like, you know, because he was there. The game was there. Honestly, Blueprints for best independent game, that's like really solid. I'm sorry, Expedition 33 should not be in this category. What the fuck are you doing?
It's
much too large. It's much too large.
I'm just skimming through these. Best debut indie game, it should not be fucking... Oh my god, Expedition
I know,
33 should
I
not be
know.
here.
I
I
feel
know,
like
it's-
I feel like a game with like a Hollywood actor as a voice actor should just be like automatically disqualified from any like
You
indie
have
like
Charlie
award.
Cox.
Like,
Best
what are we doing?
best mobile game. I'm afraid it's going to be an Uma Musume sweep. Destiny
Unfortunately, that game
Rising,
is
fuck
actually
off.
really
No
good.
one that game is not real.
That's not real.
Although I hope Persona 5 gets it so the Subway Slammer memes can come back.
Yo.
Yeah, they're gonna draw him with a medal.
Best action game. Two Microsoft games. Battlefield 6. I should go look for a copy of Battlefield 6 today.
Yeah,
I
you might get
want
one
a good
for
shoot game.
pre-owned, pretty good price. Yeah.
Best action adventure. Indiana Jones came out, I guess, December of last year, but like that feels weird.
I would also just like to petition the VGAs to stop nominating No Man's Sky for ongoing awards, community support, and ongoing. Please stop. They have won. It's won enough times already. It's got enough accolades at this point in its long run. We don't need to keep nominating No Man's Sky every year.
Oh, the best RPG nominations are so dire. Oh
Yeah,
my
they're pretty bad.
god.
It's bad.
Yeah.
This whole award was just positioned to give Expedition 33 everything. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Avowed's not winning shit.
Monster
Monster
not
Wilds,
winning anything.
fuck
Outer Worlds
no.
2 isn't winning anything. Those are good games from what I've heard. Don't get me wrong, but like no one's gonna. The Xbox game should not be nominated for shit.
Best fighting is so dire.
Dude, best
my
fighting
God.
is so fucking funny. It's so bad.
It's such a wild thing because people have called 2025 like they've called the last few years of like video game stuff like, hey, like we've got like a lot of really good stuff out, and then the VGAs for this year just feel so like it feels so.
One good game came out this entire year.
It feels like this year sucked for video games if you just based your opinions off of like the nominees.
Well, like I think we have a couple of games that are outstanding, but for the most part, I think it's been a lot of remasters and re-releases. Like there's been very few new ideas.
Well, there's been a lot of really good indie stuff that's come out this year.
Yeah,
like a lot of really good stuff.
It also like kind of depends on how you view like good year for video games. Like in terms of releases, like it kind of depends on like where you're looking. But like in terms of like, was it a good year for the industry at large? No,
not for the industry at large.
Let's go through the best fighting games. 3 of them are re-releases: Virtua Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat Legacy, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which you know what though, that has CVS 2, so I guess that wins by default.
Yeah.
But also its competition is 2XKO and Fatal Fury City of the Wolves.
Could we just not have the best fighting category?
Fighting games, I feel like proper like fighting games like don't come out frequently enough to like have a whole category dedicated to them.
Could we just vote between the 2 games that actually came out this year?
No.
Like does it always have to be 5 nominees? Like Like can't we just use common sense and be like, if somebody goes, "Why only 2 nominees?" You go, "Only 2 fighting games."
I'm looking at best sim strategy. You've got FF Tactics as the like
the
bomb against
the we're not racist entry. Here's Final Fantasy Tactics.
The Altars, which I think isn't that one the AI slop game?
It had AI. It literally had the text prompts for like translating to Portuguese and also for like the screens, like the computer screens had like an AI prompt on them complete with the question that was asked. I don't know if they took it out or not yet.
It's either going to be like Civ or that, because FF Tactics is too good to win. Let's see, sports racing. It's dire. Mario Kart World, Sonic Cross Worlds, and then a bunch of like soccer games. Not Inazuma 11, funny enough. Best multiplayer. Night Rain, Peak, Split Fiction keeps showing up here. I feel like that's not going anywhere. AI Raiders, Battlefield 6. I think Peak's gonna get it.
Pete's
Not to
probably
go through
getting there.
everything, but just there's a lot of funny shit on here. Like, for best adaptation, you have a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Last of Us Season 2.
I didn't even know there was
I
a
think
Splinter
all
Cell
of
anything.
those are like pretty much reviled.
Yeah.
The Minecraft movie's gonna win because of memes, and also so that they can drag Jack Black onto the stage so he can do his little
He can say chicken jockey on the stage.
So he can say his things, and they'll wheel him back into the sellout shack where he waits for another scrap of Hollywood prestige.
Content creator of the year is always really funny because I get to experience like a mass gaslighting campaign of like finding a bunch of people who have not existed before this exact moment, and then like two names, like, yeah, I know who Critical and Kai Cenat is, but I'm sorry, I don't know who the burnt peanut is with a like annoying orange face. And then if I go, that looks dumb, I then get like, oh, that person has actually been fighting against a serious disease, and you're terrible for not knowing who they are. Burnt Peanut is got attacked at a fiery peanut factory incident, you fucking monster. And then I go, all right, man, I'm sorry, I didn't know who that was.
And then you look at Burnt Peanut's channel, and somehow Burnt Peanut has like 20 million subscribers. And I'm like, who? Where are these people? Where did they come from? Do they live in the sewers? Like,
we're gonna get doxxed by the Burnt Peanut community. It's gonna be so sad. Anyway, that's about all for the fucking like.
It's so bad that they nominated 2 Lego games for best family game, which is even funnier because why are there 6 nominees in this category instead of 5? And why are there 2 Lego games there? I bet Lego paid to have 2 nominations.
Yeah.
Probably. It's nonsense this year. I'm gonna get like really drunk and I'm gonna enjoy it. No, I probably won't even enjoy the trailers because the trailers last year were garbage.
Fucking the Keeley shows this year have been like especially bad. So it's like I'd have no hope for these TGAs.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun to just laugh at these. It's so funny. It's funny to me because it's like I'm like, oh man, I played this and that, and I had a good time with this and that, and then none of that shit gets nominated.
And
the awards just make it look like nothing came out.
I just like bad taste in my mouth this year in particular. It's gonna be some total fucking dog shit, but I love dog shit, so I won't be able to look away. But yeah.
Questions?
Sheesh. Were you saying something, Bridget? Sorry if I cut you off.
Just are we doing questions now, or?
Yeah, we can do questions and then wrap up.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, so usually when Cause isn't here, we hold off on questions, but I think it'd be very funny to do the questions anyway, and then take any Cause specific questions and hold on to those. So, oh geez, we have a lot of questions.
Do we?
There's some I can there's
a couple
some
that we can hold off on
to. Let's see. I'll start with this one from Buster. What are video games that released in 2024 to 2025 that you think should be a major inspiration for the industry at large rather than the live service Gen AI junk? I think that's a pretty solid one. We can, bring some positivity into this. Inazuma 11 Victory Road would be a great combat against AI.
Level 5, baby. They got it, baby. They're leading the charge.
The mandate of heaven. I want to say my pick. Let's just do one each. Stray Children. Sure. I think if every game designer was forced to play Stray Children, they might be inspired to make good video games.
You think the world would be a better place?
Yeah.
I feel that. Bridget?
This one's kind of hard because I feel like even a lot of the good games I've played the past 2 years have been in some way like derivative or already part of like an ongoing franchise in a way. So in terms of like taking inspiration, this is gonna seem like a really lame answer, but like I guess like I would appreciate more monster collecting games that play more like Digimon and less people trying to make Pokemon. So I guess that.
I was about to be like, she's gonna say Digimon, isn't she?
Yeah.
And GC.
I genuinely believe blueprints. If you want to make a puzzle game inspired by Myst, you should look to blueprints on how to do that in a way that is still very like inspired by Myst, but sort of evolving the concept into a more modern like palette. I think blueprints should be like a rubric to measure your own like walkie aroundy 3D puzzle game with.
Also, I think that you should play Myst and play it without hate in your heart before you go make a video game that's a Myst like, because Myst is very good.
Yes.
Wowza. We have a question here about Hades 2. Bridget, I don't think you've ever played Hades, have you?
No, not super my thing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna save both of these for when Cause gets back. All right. So I asked our audience specifically if they had questions for the mystery person that ended up becoming Bridget. So let's just read all these now. What is a valuable life lesson you learned this year? Don't buy a house.
It doesn't mean that.
Mine was very similar. The housing market fucking sucks.
Yes. I just today, when I went to go like pay for the bills for my apartment, because I have to pay for my apartment and the mortgage for about 2 or 3 months, so that's gonna be really fun. I learned that there's a separate waste bill from the water bill, and the waste bill is ran by a completely different company, and they don't tell you that, and you don't have any way to know about the bill you're gonna get. And there's no way to really figure out how to make an account for them. So it's great. It's awful. I hate it. But
yeah,
I like living in a house. It's all right.
I'm still in the like hunting phase of the whole thing, and man, it's fucking it's genuinely soul rending at points. It's just like you're at the mercy of this market that is like you're always aware that these systems are uncaring, but man, this one in particular, you feel how uncaring the system is to you, and it's like fighting something like that can be demoralizing.
Oh yeah, and the people are always, they have big smiles on their faces as they get ready to take all your money. So it's just like it's really pleasant, and it's really awful.
Yeah, they either got big smiles to take all your money, or to just deny you the apartment entirely. So win-win.
Life lesson. Sorry. Life lesson I've learned 2 life lessons in 2025. The first life lesson is, if you see a doohickey that you can use to decorate your room and create like a very novel sort of like benefit that doesn't feel like it's going to matter much in the long run, grab it and use it. I spent this entire year collecting doodads to like put stuff on, and it has actually made my space way more comfortable to just have all these like little gimmicky pieces of tech, or like a shelf space that I attach to like some other existing thing. And it's made me feel way more organized and way more like efficient. I literally just bought like a laptop sleeve, so I can take my laptop with me, and like it has pockets so I can put stuff in it, so I'm not taking around my backpack anymore. And at first I felt really silly about it, but now it's just like a daily thing that I use, and it's super useful. My other life lesson is, when your first arm gets tired, if you switch to the other one, it really do feel different.
I think you should die.
Anyway, what's the next question?
Cullen asks, when will GC die?
I don't know. Could be tomorrow. Could be 20 years from now. Could be 50 years from now. Who knows?
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, depends on a bunch of external circumstances.
Yeah. Snigs asks, what's the dumbest reason you found yourself not using something? I found myself not using my Switch 2 because of its screen, which feels pretty dumb to not use it to me. Oh, God. You know, someone who doesn't do many things for very stupid reasons. I typically don't think this about expensive devices I buy.
Yeah.
I don't use my Steam Deck in bed because I have to get back up to put it back in the dock when I'm done, and I'd rather just fall asleep once I'm laying down.
I've not used like a DualSense simply because like one of the shoulder buttons, which like mostly still works totally fine, just like feels slightly off to push, and it throws me off, so I just can't use the DualSense anymore.
That's how I feel about the right bumper on 360 controllers.
You know, I've got something kind of. I'm gonna go outside of general gaming. I hate the kind of lawnmowers that you just sit on and like drive. I find that to be an insult to the art of mowing the lawn. Because a lot of the best parts about mowing the lawn is the satisfaction and the of like exercising and pushing it yourself. So whenever I see someone just like on a like, you know, ride mower and they're just like drinking a beer or whatever, I'm just like, you have no love in your heart for the
like
art.
A waste of money, really.
Yeah.
Is this
like
lawn mowing elitism right now?
No, it's not elitism. I just think that like there's an art to it. Like, do you not like mowing the lawn?
I think mowing the lawn, you know, you do it in the way you do a line and then a line and then a line and then a line.
Is that not like the most satisfying thing in the world to you?
Yeah, but you can still do that on the one that you sit on.
No, but like it's just, but then you're not getting exercise. You're not doing anything.
Some people don't want to do exercise.
That's fucking stupid.
Some people like driving a little cart around.
I just think it's so lazy. Like I always like, I don't know, like it sucks a bit in the moment of like mowing the lawn, but when when you're done, you get that satisfaction. You see the progress you made. You feel so good after you've pushed the lawnmower yourself that entire time. The workout is great. You're out in the sun versus you just sit on
and do it in
piece
like
of
10
shit,
minutes and then you can go back to
car.
doing whatever it is you were doing.
No, but like, look, sometimes you need to be able to do something that just takes time. You have to upkeep like your lawn. I'm sorry.
The more he's talking, the more this is actually like crossing over into lawnmower elitism.
No, it's like it's good to do yard work.
I am so happy that your transition into becoming a homeowner has been going well.
I don't even have a lawn. That's the fucked up thing.
The lawn.
No, here's the thing. My current house does not have a yard, like a yard with like grass. And I was kind of bummed because I have always been a sicko. I think it's very funny.
I think it's very funny that in the span of 15 minutes, you told people never buy a house. And now you're like, mowing a lawn would be so cash money.
I think that people should mow lawns, not like they like I like it seems like it sucks, and for a while it does, but I used to, when I lived with my parents, I had to like, that was one of the chores I had to do just to like live at the place. And over the years I kind of just got really into it. Like it's just fun. Like I would always appreciate the like hour or two I just be like, because it made me go outside and like kind of just grow to really like yard work. And I think yard work is fun. Like before my last apartment, I was living with a friend for a bit, and the guy who like owned the house was like, hey, you know, we'll let you stay with us for a little bit free, but like, man, I'm gonna put you to work, and like this might suck, but like And I was like bracing for it. I was like, but I want you to mow the lawn. I was like, oh, for real? Yeah, let's go. And he was like, oh.
You know that one.
all right.
You know that one post that's like been really getting into yogurt lately. Cullen is that, but just been really getting into mowing the lawn lately.
I've been a fan of mowing the lawn for like 10 years.
Cullen is cursed in that we live in a society where menial physical labor tends to not pay enough. Because we've talked this on the podcast before, where Cullen and I agree that if doing physical menial labor paid well enough,
yeah, I would do that
would
instead.
be our job.
No, I 100% agree. If I could make the money I make at my tech job where I sit on my ass for 8 hours a day, like doing construction or like and mowing lawns, like something like that where I'm outside and doing physical activity all day, I would be doing that in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, those sectors are not respected at all, so they don't make any money.
So what you're saying is you're blue collar at heart, but forced to work white collar.
Yes, absolutely.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I don't like working in buildings. It sucks. I like the ending of Office Space where that guy goes to just work construction. I'm like, wow, that is so unrealistic because you would not be able to pay your bills.
That actually does, like, I actually do like relate to that on some level, because the way I started at my current position was at like IT support, which was at the like, you know, the normal like office space, and I hated it there. I felt like there were like people like watching over my shoulder 24/7. When I switched to when I switched to hardware engineer, like I got to work in like the sort of back office, almost like shed like area, like in the back where like all the actual stuff is. And my mood just at work shot up so hard from that.
Yeah, because it's like having to sit at a desk all day. I feel miserable. But like the minute you tell me, hey, do you mind like even as much as like, because I used to work at a fucking library where the you would do rotations of across your shifts. So like every 2 hours you would sit at a different station, and it was mind-numbingly, frustratingly boring because the training was literally, oh yeah, so what do we do? And they were like, you don't do anything. If somebody comes up to you, then you do the thing that you're supposed to do here. But like if nobody comes up to you, read a book or something. 2 months working that library job, I wanted to burn the building down because I was like, the human beings should not be this sedentary for this long. Like it was driving me nuts. So I went back to
and that is why I am so frequently driven nuts. Because I yearn to just be outside.
You yearn for the lawn?
I yearn for the lawn, this is true.
I yearn for the lawn.
But
next question.
Let's see. Next question. Oh, this is interesting. Someone named Bridget asked, what do you think is an acceptable placement of Dragon Quest III on an overall Dragon Quest series tier list? I wonder what Bridget that is.
Anywhere between 3 and on a tier list, so not a ranking.
So yeah, like a tier, like tier maker stuff. Let's say.
Second from the bottom.
I would rank it as an A.
I would rank it like high A, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A, not S, but A, definitely A.
Yeah.
I guess C.
Yeah, Cullen has like a weird relationship with it since playing the remakes.
I've always had. I've always thought 3 is one of those games that it is very, very important, and it is good, but everything else kind of outranks it, and I would feel weird putting it on the same tier as like some of my favorite Dragon Quest games. Also, realistically, it'd probably be like maybe a B or something.
A B?
It's just like, it's good. It's just like, if I were to, I forget my exact tier list that everyone gave me shit over. I don't have the image anymore.
But it was like, B, I guess.
It was like the new version of 2, 4, 7, 8, 11 are like the cream of the crop. And then you have to go down to like, well, 5 is good, I guess. Let's see. I haven't played. I haven't really played 6 or 9. So it's like 1 and 3 are kind of then the down from that. And it's just like I don't know. It's a very cool game. I think it's just that everything around it is just kind of doing more interesting things. And like in particular, if I were to look at like I also kind of think this about 5, whereas like 5 is one of the coolest games ever made, but it's just a bit too influential. Where it's like I've seen a lot of what it does elsewhere.
Yeah.
And 5 still kind of has that on lock for the most part, but I find the games around 5 a bit more interesting and that they're doing a bit more like cool stuff with like less. Also, 5's gameplay is kind of like it. I feel like the gameplay of 5 got a bit sacrificed with how much effort they put into story. And I'm not like, I don't hold that against it, but also I'm like 4 is right there and it's like a way better designed game.
I will agree overall that 4 is a better designed game. Yeah.
Everything around Dragon Quest 4 is just not as good as it because like how could you be? It's Dragon Quest 4.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
mugs them as the me
Where
says.
would you put it, Bridget?
What, Dragon Quest 3?
Yeah, you said high A, right?
Yeah, because okay, so I actually haven't played that many Dragon Quest games. I've played 1 through 3. I've played bits of 4, 5, 8, and 9, and then I've played 11. And like of the games I finished, like 11 is my S tier. Like like that is like the peak for me. And then like I think about Dragon Quest 3, and it is just I think what puts Dragon Quest 3 so high for me is that a lot of what it's done has been done in other games, and you could argue at least aspects have been better done in certain other games. But I just find like the way that it all comes together in Dragon Quest 3 and the way that like, you know, sort of part of why like it being on the NES, like initially on the NES/Famicom, like influences how it handles those things is still pretty unique to it and just makes it a uniquely satisfying game to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, compared to like just Dragon Quest 11 being literally one of the best games I think I've ever played in my life, like I just cannot personally conceive it being on that tier for me. Like, so I have to just kind of put it like below, but very high on that tier below.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. I agree.
It's a good game. I just like you know, it's around some of like the coolest games ever. And it's like if I were to put 5 as like an A, and I think 5 is much better than 3, that kind of just puts 3 in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because I think 5 is great, but it's not as good as all the stuff in my S tier. So it's like, well, 3 kind of just keeps getting pushed down, unfortunately.
We all know where I stand, what my favorite one is. So
yeah, 6.
Yeah.
yeah. It's 8. Anyway.
Next
question for Bridget.
What? We already answered that one.
No, the question for Bridget.
Okay. Dumb bitch disease asks, mystery person, also known as Bridget, can you do a flip?
I have bad news. My like motor control issues are pretty severe. There's no fucking way in hell I could do a flip.
It's okay.
No
I also
chance.
can't do a flip.
I used to be able to do a flip. I can't do it anymore.
All right, and our last question is from Bram. Do you have any media that you recommend on very specific editions? For instance, I would usually never tell people to bother with Gundam the Origin, but there have been specific times where I just know it would hook certain people who might be watchers of only recent anime enough to be a gateway into good Gundam, where I can then explain why it's bad to them afterwards. I respect your thought process here. I would not recommend Gundam Origin to my worst enemy. Not in a million years, because I don't even want to have to explain to them that it's bad, because then they're gonna be like, no, but that's what I saw and that's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I feel like this question, maybe I'm like misinterpreting it, like thinking this way, but I feel like the answer to this for me often comes down to like just content warnings, basically.
Mhm.
Like, to pull another Gundam example, for instance,
Oh
I
boy.
think Victory Gundam is a very, very good show. There
Yeah.
are a lot of people that I could never recommend Victory Gundam to. There's a very select group set, like, type of person with like tastes and like, you know, like resistances to certain topics, I guess, that like
Mhm.
I could recommend it to, and basically nobody else.
Yeah, I feel a lot of Tomino works fall into that, where it's just like, oh my god, I love Ideon to death. It's a very hard sell for a lot
It
of people.
especially be invoked is like, that is a hard movie to tell someone to watch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think like any media that I can think of on specific conditions has to be like, it's always going to be something where I'm like, okay, there's like a racially motivated murder, and it's going to be rough, and they're gonna handle it really poorly, but like other than that, it's a really good show. And
Yeah.
like that's sort of like a lot of where the media for that is. Or um when you recommend so bad it's good media, that's also media you have to recommend on very specific conditions. Because
Mhm.
if you tell someone, oh man, you got to watch this, it's so bad, it's so good, what so bad it's good means to people varies from person to person. And like when you tell someone it's so bad it's so good, they might think it's like one of the worst hilarious movies ever made. But if you make it like, if you make it seem way too funny, they're gonna watch it and they're gonna think it's just a bad movie that's
Yeah.
not that
Yeah.
interesting.
Funny
um
enough, oh sorry, go.
yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, we were talking about this while you were gone. Tomb Raider 2013. Where, oh yeah, it's terrible. It's like really, really gross, but like also it is one of the best shooters of the 2010s.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like,
it's like, hey, this is gonna be kind of like, ugh, but like trust me, it's a really fun experience, you should play this.
I love the
um
idea of like ranking like video game hear me outs, where it's just like, yeah, you should play Blaze Blue, but like don't tell anyone that you're doing that. Like
Don't
don't speak
don't
about it.
don't even tell Blaze Blue fans you're playing Blaze Blue. Especially don't tell Blaze Blue fans you play Blaze Blue. Ugh.
I I remember getting what's the last Blaze Blue game they made? Like, is that
And Central Fiction.
Central Fiction? I
Yeah.
bought it on launch because I was a Blaze Blue guy back in the day. I wasn't like super
Me
into it, but
too.
I liked playing the games.
I was a
Uh
Bang player.
and I like, because I was like, oh, this is the last one. I should get the collector's edition because again, I'm a Blaze Blue fan. And I remember like it came with an art book, and I was scrolling through the art book of some of the youngest looking anime girls I had ever seen, in the most naked I have ever seen them, and
Oh,
going, I don't think I like being a fan of this
I have
franchise
it.
after all.
I have a very similar story. I have the collector's edition of the one before that. I think it's Chrono Phantasma, where it's not just the art book, it has a box in it. That box is stowed away deep in my fucking closet because the shit that's on it is not okay.
Yeah. It's just like, you
Oh,
guys,
this is, you guys are gross.
yeah, you Blaze Blue people are different. I don't know. You scare me.
Another really good example of media that you would recommend on some very specific conditions is when you have to watch the first movie to get to a sequel that is phenomenally better than the first movie. And you have
Yeah.
to tell them, hey, it's really important that you watch this first one first for a lot of reasons, but please understand that the second one is so much better. And for me, I should have done that for A Better Tomorrow 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because A Better Tomorrow 1's good, but it's not really like,
It's not. It didn't blow me away.
it didn't blow anybody away, right? But A Better Tomorrow 2 is so worth having the context of A Better Tomorrow 1. It's so
Although
good.
I'd argue I didn't need it. I think I just enjoyed Better Tomorrow too.
I don't think you would have needed it, but I think you miss out on like the Ken versus Mark thing. That's very funny in A Better Tomorrow too. But yeah.
In the same vein, no, trust me, Trails gets really good.
I
10
was
games from
literally
now.
about to bring up first chapter.
It's okay.
It's such a filter, dude.
Look, okay, this like prestigious remake's like really good. Oh, you bought it? Okay, yeah. By the way, the story only gets really good in the next game.
You're playing an entire game with setup, and it's the least interesting cast any of these games have had. Sorry.
Yeah,
this is back when these games were still Idea Factory games. Sorry.
Like you get Shara. That is it.
Olivier, I guess.
Yeah, you get Shara and Olivier. And there's a reason why they stick around. And then I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about Tita. I don't give a fuck about Agat, or however they want to pronounce it
whatever
now.
the fuck his name is. Yeah.
Like, do you to show you how quickly things improve in SC? I think one of the very first characters you meet in one of the very first cutscenes is Kevin, and he's the best character in the franchise.
And you also basically immediately get to stick with fucking Annalise, who's also one of the best characters in at least that trilogy.
Yeah, FC is really a game where they're like, guys, cool things might happen, and then you finish it, and one cool thing happens, and then it goes, all right, please buy my next game coming out next year.
Kind of incredible that when the original came out, I don't know how long. When did the original come out?
Early 2000s.
It was 2004 in Japan and 2011 in the US and Europe, I think.
So when it came out in the West, I remember listening to podcasts where people were gassing that game up.
Yeah, same.
And it's bizarre because I actually started my playthrough of the original first chapter a couple days ago. I'll probably go back to it today. And it's kind of bizarre that one of the talking points I remember hearing was every time you talk to an NPC, their dialogue changes. And I always thought that was weird because as someone who's played a lot of RPGs, I'm like, well, yeah, that's what happens. That
yeah, they do that.
That's just how they're designed. I don't know why everyone's shocked.
Literally, I think last year I was playing the very first East game again, East one, and that game does that. It's been here since the fucking 80s. It's not an original thing for Trails.
I've played Final Fantasy games from the 2000s that do that shit. I've played 90s RPGs that do that shit. It was very bizarre. It was very bizarre, especially because the game itself, as an RPG is interesting enough to me so far where I'm I don't know why no one was talking about the cooking system or the orb mint
stuff. Yeah.
That's interesting. Or even the fact that it's a mission structure, they have mission based structure stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really cool stuff that I gleaned from my first couple of hours with Trails in the Sky FC that I don't think are talked about by anyone. And I'm why the fuck not?
Well, it's always about the story, which is fine.
That's my most frustrating pet peeve with RPG discussion. It's always about the fucking narrative. It's never about
never about RPG mechanics. It's so fucking frustrating.
But yeah, those are some questions,
and we answered them.
Thank you for your questions, everybody.
Thank you for the questions.
As always, you can leave us more questions anywhere. Leave them on YouTube, leave them on Discord, leave them on Spotify. Someone will see them at some point, and then we'll answer them. I do check the YouTube channel once in a while for questions. So
I was gonna say, you know where to find us because you found us. But Bridget, where can they find you?
Twitch.tv/Briskitty 2Y because the one with 1Y was taken. I'm so mad. I guess you can follow me on Blue Sky. Probably don't do that, but like I guess you can put the link to that in there.
Yeah, as soon as you like go to follow Bridget on Blue Sky, she'll get banned again.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man, what a fiasco that was.
That was fucking insane.
Website.
Anyway, folks, thank you all for joining us this week. We will be back 2 weeks from now, as we always are, unless something happens, in which case you will see
3
us
weeks
when
from
we
now.
see you 3 weeks from now. Until then, have a good day.
Bye
and
bye.
remember,
What do they have to remember?
Yeah.
they know.
Did I?
What? What do they have to remember?
They know. If you don't
Oh.
remember, then it's too late already.
Oh fuck! Sorry,
Oh,
you're gonna get got.
I can't believe they got him.
Damn, they got the
Damn.
audience. Now we have no audience.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.